Hey everyone, I post 60-second space news shorts every day on social media. This week, we skipped Monday for the Labor Day holiday here in the US, but the rest of the week we talked about incredible new images of Mercury from just 103 miles above the surface, the return of Starliner on Friday, amazing new Hubble images of the Andromeda Galaxy, and huge cost overruns with the contract for the second Artemis mobile launcher. There's a bunch more stuff in the video, so if you missed the daily updates, enjoy this edit of all the stories, and please subscribe and drop a like on the video so we can spread the space science love. Strange pinging sounds being heard on the Starliner module by astronauts on the ISS over the weekend have stopped, according to NASA. The space agency says they are the result of feedback due to an audio misconfiguration between the Starliner capsule and the ISS. The audio system on the ISS is complex, and apparently feedback and odd noises are not uncommon. New research suggests that early galaxies observed recently by JWST have not in fact grown too massive too quickly to be explained by current cosmological models. The research from the University of Texas at Austin shows that accretion around black holes in these galaxies may make them appear much brighter and more massive than they really are. Independent spectral analysis of these galaxies, dubbed little red dots, also shows signs of black hole activity. While this seems to resolve one major puzzle, there are still roughly twice as many massive galaxies in the JWST data as expected, and astronomers are currently working to explain this. NASA's Office of the Inspector General has audited progress on the second mobile launcher for the Artemis program. The launcher was originally contracted at $383 million in 2019 to be delivered by 2023. Construction only began in August of 2023, and due to cost overruns and delays, could end up costing the American public $2.7 billion and will not be delivered until 2029. The report highlights NASA's inability to incentivize contractors to improve their performance and the lack of reliable cost and schedule estimates as critical issues, although it does note some progress has been made since the last audit. A 1-meter wide asteroid known as 2024 RW1 was predicted to harmlessly strike Earth's atmosphere today above the Philippines. The asteroid was detected by the NASA-funded Catalina Sky Survey just a few hours before the predicted impact. It's only the 9th asteroid to be detected prior to impact. NASA predicted that the fireball from the asteroid would not be visible from the ground due to a tropical storm in the area. The Hubble Space Telescope has been in orbit since 1990, and it's still doing amazing work. Of course, Hubble has had many upgrades in that time, including the Advanced Camera for Surveys in 2002 and the Wide Field Camera 3 in 2009. Those instruments have been used to make the amazing image of the Andromeda Galaxy that you see on screen. Of course, this isn't just a pretty picture. Scientists are using the wide spectral coverage and the data to study the history and evolution of the stars in Andromeda's spiral arms and then apply that knowledge to other much more distant galaxies. NASA's twin CubeSat pre-fire mission has started returning data on the amount of heat being radiated into space from the Arctic and Antarctic regions of the Earth. We covered this mission a couple of months ago when it launched, and it's super cool to see the data start to come in. The data will help us understand how heat radiated from the polar regions of the Earth affects the global climate. Boeing's Starliner capsule is scheduled to undock from the ISS at 6:04 p.m. Eastern today and head back to Earth, where it should land at White Sands Space Harbor about 6 hours later. Starliner will be returning without crew after a series of problems with the capsule led NASA officials to determine returning with astronauts on board was too high risk. You can watch the undocking and return live in all the usual places online. The Bepi-Colombo probe flew just 103 miles above the surface of Mercury a couple of days ago and returned some stunning images. Launched in 2018, this flyby was part of a gravity assist maneuver that will eventually see Bepi-Colombo enter orbit around Mercury in late 2026. The mission faced some propulsion system issues earlier on that led to revisions to its trajectory that will put it into orbit around Mercury a year later than planned. Bepi-Colombo's 16 instruments will study Mercury in unprecedented details for 1 to 2 years after entering orbit.